Despite their service and sacrifice, 1/4, 4.6 million veterans have household income below the ALICE threshold. This includes veterans in poverty as well as those who are ALICE. Veterans below the ALICE threshold come in all ages, race and ethnicities, and education status. Yet some groups are more likely to be below the ALICE threshold. Two big factors that we dig into here are age and disability. Veterans who are younger and veterans who are oldest are more likely to be below the ALICE threshold. In fact, 37% of veterans under the age of 25 are below the ALICE threshold, and similarly, 34% of veterans over the age of 75 are below the ALICE threshold. Next, we turn to Adrian Gray, a recent veteran who's in the younger age group, and he shares with us that transitioning from the military to civilian life can be one of the hardest things that veterans do.
Veterans are going through one of the hardest processes of their life as they transition because they're leaving something that they've done for years, no matter if it's been 1 year, 20 years, and it's a lot to take in at one time. But being able to know that there are individuals out there that care for us and want to see us succeed lets us know that we're not by ourselves, that we might be taking off the uniform, but we are having the support of a group that wants to help us put on a civilian uniform.
Veterans are more likely to have a disability than those who never served. In fact, 30% of veterans reported having a disability, whether service-related or not, compared to only 14% of those who never served. We find that veterans with a disability are more likely to be below the ALICE threshold than those who never served. Specifically, 37% of veterans with a disability were below the ALICE threshold, compared to only 23% of veterans without a disability. But interestingly, veterans with disabilities were better off than those who never served with a disability. In fact, 53% of those who never served with a disability were below the ALICE threshold. This is a much higher rate than the 37% for veterans. Hank Bostic, one of our leadership committee members and program director at Disability Network Southwest Michigan, has more to share about the challenges that veterans with disabilities face.
When looking at veterans with disabilities living below the ALICE threshold, I find that most have really complex issues. Things like housing availability, affordability, homelessness, employment, transportation costs, a lot of other factors have an effect that a change in one can cause a change in the other. Here at Disability Network Southwest Michigan and other centers for independent living around Michigan, we teach skills that allow veterans with disabilities to reach goals they set for themselves, knowing that they have the right to control their own lives and make decisions about what's best for them.
Age and disability are also linked to higher rates of financial hardship, so it's not surprising to see senior veterans more likely to be struggling. We see that the number of folks with a disability increasing steadily with age. In fact, for those under the age of 45, there were only 500,000 with a disability, whereas for veterans over the age of 75, it was 2 million. We also see the rates of financial hardship increase in terms of the era of service. So those serving in our earliest eras, the Korean War and World War II, more likely to be below the ALICE threshold. Thank you for joining today, and I hope it's just the beginning. Veterans are an important part of our community, and we've all benefited from their service and sacrifice. We look forward to working with you to ensure that all veterans can meet their basic needs and support their families.